Megan King, and here at Indonesia Now news station, we are bringing you a special report, straight from the streets of Indonesia. Together with my field correspondent, Jordan Rippon, we are going to show you the other side of Indonesia. Indonesia is one of the most populous countries in the world, with an estimated 237 million people. Unfortunately, about 39 million of those people are living in poverty, a 4 million increase since 2005. Unfortunately, poverty levels may be even higher than statisticians believe. The government's way of measuring poverty, which is a person that does not have enough money to afford a 2,000 calorie per day diet, leaves the average amount a person impoverished earns at about $16 per month. However, using the more nationally recognized standard of recognizing poverty, which is a person who makes less than $1 per day, almost 81 million people in Indonesia fall under that line. Many of the impoverished live in big cities such as Jakarta, where overpopulation and overcrowding is a big problem. About 57% of all people in Indonesia live on Java, the most populous island, although Java makes up only 7% of the country's landmass. Low-income housing, particularly slums, is a common sight to see in the capital, Jakarta. Stay tuned, folks, because next we are turning to Jordan Rippon, our field correspondent, who is live on a rice plantation in Indonesia.
Bago rice, the best rice in Indonesia. We get all our energy from Bago rice.
Sold by the store near you. Welcome back to Indonesia Now, special report from Indonesia. Now we'll turn to Jordan Rippon, our field correspondent, who is live at a rice plantation in Indonesia. Jordan?
Here in Indonesia, the economy is growing, but sadly so is poverty. According to The Economist, after declining for 6 years, it sharply spiked. We must get to the roots of the problem if it's ever going to change. At least 75% of people earn their living by making rice, and at least 75% of people are consumers of rice. So what are we going to do about this? We must make people aware if it's ever going to change. The future may look bleak, but unless we act, it's going to look much worse. This is Jordan Rippon signing off. Back to you, Megan.
Thanks, Jordan, for that insight into Indonesia. Coming up next, we'll see what the government is trying to do to remedy this problem. Stay tuned to this special report from the news desk of Indonesia Now.
In Jakarta, Indonesia, there are 10 million people with slums all over the capital. These people need help and care. They have little to none clean water, and most water pipes are clogged up. Waste is produced at an alarming rate, but Jakarta can only manage 50% of it. According to Iran News, there are over 120 million disease episodes and 50,000 premature deaths per year. These people are suffering. Please help. The Jakarta citizens earn less than $2 a day, and clean water costs a daily price of $1. Most cannot afford food, clean water, and other necessities.
Welcome back to Indonesia Now, Special Report. Now we'll turn to what the government is trying to do to solve these poor people's problems. The current growth rate of jobs is about 5%, which is insufficient to provide most of the unemployed with a job. And about 7% of the some 16 million workers are unemployed, an estimated 8.3 million people. And an extra $1.4 billion is being spent for poverty alleviation, which is an 18% growth since last year. This money will go to individual communities, who will then use it to create jobs in a way they deem best. The goal of this program is to create 15 million more jobs in 3 years. However, Indonesia still has a very long way to go. It has been revealed that the poverty levels of 39 million were expected to rise up to 51 million this year. This is only remedied by the government giving cash handouts to some 76 million people, but it still left 39 million to sink below. The government's cash handouts are expected to end next year, and alternate plans will be put in place. But even with this government action, it will not completely solve the problem of overpopulation and poverty. For Indonesia, poverty will linger with them for many years. After this break, we'll interview an immigrant living in America who has just come over for Indonesia. Stay tuned, folks, to this special report.
Indonesian Idol's new season has just started this year. We have all new, fresh idols to compete. We also have some secret stars that will come in and help train and give advice. Our 3 judges are all new. It's a total surprise this season. We're going to have smashing time. Join us and watch to see who wins this season. Watch the idols sing for their lives and compete in battle for a record deal. Every Thursday night at 8.
I am here in the lovely state of Pennsylvania, in America, where I've met a young girl who has escaped overpopulation and poverty. She has agreed to let us tell her story about what it's like in America, on the condition we do not use her real name. So we will be calling her Jen. Good morning. Where did you live in Indonesia?
I lived in Java with my grandmother. She always wanted me to have a better life and said America was the way to have one. And when she passed, I thought it was a good time to take the trip.
How did you get to America?
I took a boat. It cost $100, but it was worth it. So I saved my money, and my grandmother had saved her money for me to take the trip when she was alive, and I was on my way.
What were the conditions like on the boat?
There was very poor sanitation. People were getting sick and even dying. It was a horrifying sight, but I had to get to America for my grandmother.
Why did you choose to live in Pennsylvania?
I chose Pennsylvania because it was close to where I got off the boat, and I love nature and the open space, and the seasons are beautiful here.
And finally, Jen, is there anything you wish to tell the people back home?
Yes. Please don't be mad at me. I need to do this for me and for my grandmother. And I love you all. I miss you.
Thank you very much for being here. Many have escaped overpopulation and poverty and came to America to start a new life. And many more will. But is this really solving the problem?
To end this special news report from the desk of Indonesia Now News, we will close with a letter from Michelle Mensa, one of our loyal viewers.
You talk about the poverty level. People are living on $1.50 per day, half the population in Jakarta living in slums, etc. And the causes, inflation, rising rice prices. But what is the solution to this problem? We know that the president is doing something to help by giving out cash to 71 million families. But what measures can they take to alleviate poverty and decrease the rising population?
Well, Indonesia has been trying to do something about its overpopulation problem, because if families have less children, they'll have less mouths to feed, resulting in a somewhat reduced poverty level. They do already have a National Family Planning Coordination Board, which was established during Suharto's control. This board has the motto, 2 children is enough, but families think that having more than 2 children is their right, since the country is now a democracy. Alleviating poverty and overpopulation is not going to be easy, but it has to be done quickly for the citizens' well-being.